Good evening and welcome to tonight's live. I am excited to be here. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. You know that I had sent out a previous upcoming discussion on what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to keep it to the point. I'm going to keep it open. If you guys have any questions, you know I love engagements. Make sure you post your comments or questions in the comment section and I will get to them. So today we're going to talk about how to grow natural hair and reclaim our edges. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about. So who am I? Hi, my name is Kerone Maxineau. I am a natural hair blogger. I am an author. I am a natural hair consultant. And I help women to increase their ability to achieve a healthy hair care regimen to best meet their hair care needs. Because without having a plan for your hair will not flourish. Your hair will not see the results that it needs, especially when you're facing like the common issues with natural hair: breakage, shedding, knots, tangles, the ongoing dryness that you feel like you cannot manage. Well, it does not have to be so until you develop a natural hair care regimen, which is a plan so you can master and reduce those common issues, because our hair is so unique, so it's going to come with that, but you can minimize it if you incorporate a healthy hair care regimen for your hair. So let's dive on in. How do we grow our hair and reclaim our edges? I keep it very simple. Everyone has their own techniques, their methods on how they go about growing their hair. Some may use protective styles. Some may use low manipulation or low maintenance styles for the hair. Me, I incorporate those two. I would say those two are one of the basic highlights in order to eliminate the breakage, which is the ends of your hair, as much as possible, is incorporate low manipulative hairstyles and also protective hairstyles. Whatever hairstyle you choose, you want to make sure it's a hairstyle that best meets your hair, that doesn't increase issues of breakage, because that's the reason why you want to put your hair in a low manipulative or a low a protective hairstyle, is to minimize the breakage and to also keep your hands out of your hair as much as possible, and to allow your hands and your hair to rest. The only time if you're going to get away from the low manipulative or the protective hairstyle, unless you're going to wash your hair or possibly rehydrate your hair. All right. So shampoo. Shampoo is one of the key ingredients, and there's others, in order to have a healthy hair and to have a healthy scalp. If you're not cleaning your hair, if you're not cleansing your hair, and you have product buildup, and product buildup, what it is, it's just constant products that you always put on your hair so your hair can maintain its moisture, your hair can be rehydrated. Any type of ingredients that you put on your hair, it's going to build up. It depends the amount that you use, whether it's a lot or whether it's a little. Eventually, it's going to create some level of buildup, okay? That is why cleansing your hair with a shampoo is very essential. I know that in the natural hair community, using sulfates is stigmatized, and it's like a big no, do not use sulfates. Actually, I disagree on that. Sulfates in shampoo you can use, because what it does is going to really clean your hair. It's going to clean your hair better than it's going to do a non-sulfate shampoo. And that is the reason why you can use a regular shampoo. The only drawback is you don't want to use it as often in your hair care regimen, because you know the sulfates is going to do what it's going to do. It's going to really thoroughly cleanse your hair, strip its hair from the oils and the dirt and buildup that accumulate on your hair over time. So of course you don't want to use it as often in your hair wash. If you choose to, you can use a sulfate-free shampoo, and it does a great job too of really cleansing your hair. But eventually, there are some residual buildup that is left on your hair strand, and that can also contribute to lack of moisture. So that is where you need to go in and clarify your hair, at least possibly maybe once a month or maybe 6 weeks, depending on the amount of products that you constantly use on your hair, either during the week or within that vast amount of time in the month. You want to go in and use a clarifying shampoo, for example, or a regular shampoo just to cleanse your hair. All right. Number 2, I talk about deep conditioning. Deep conditioning helps with your hair growth. It has essential proteins in them that can help to strengthen your hair, that can help to patch those gaps or holes depending on your level of porosity. So having a deep conditioner is really important to also contribute to the health and the growth of your hair. And with that, your cuticles will thank you, especially if your cuticles is on the higher porosity side. That's where the hydrolyzed proteins that are found in the deep conditioner can help to do that, can help to restore the elasticity of your hair strands and to help to patch those holes that may be on your hair. By all means, the curlier the hair is, you're going to have some level of porosity that may be higher than someone with a straighter hair, like say like a 1-type hair or a 2-type hair, because the kinky the hair is going to create some type of lift in the cuticle, so you'll see those type of gaps sometimes. All right, so that is why using a deep conditioner is really important to come in and to help mend those open gaps that are exposed on your hair strands. Detangle. Detangling is an essential. We already know that our hair already gets tangled enough, right? It gets tangled enough. But when you are detangling your hair, please use a conditioner. So simple. You don't have to like fight to think what I need to use to detangle my hair. Keep it simple. You don't have to spend money on no high-end product to detangle your hair. Get a regular conditioner, put water in it, and detangle your hair. Okay, so that's what you can use. Hey Gabrielle, welcome. Just get a regular conditioner and detangle your hair. You don't have to buy those expensive detangling products. Get a regular conditioner that's in your shower, put water on it, mix it up in a spray bottle if you have to, shake it up, and pre-detangle your hair before you wash your hair. All right, so that can also help to minimize the breakage. And if you do not know how to detangle your hair, it's really simple. You start from the end with a wide tooth comb or your fingers. Be very, very gentle, because when your hair is wet, it is more vulnerable, is more susceptible to break, right? So go very slow, be very patient, baby it, because natural hair is already delicate. All right, so baby it, be gentle with it. Put on some music or something. Have a TV in the background if you're gonna detangle your hair before you wash it, so the time can seem that it's going by a little faster. All right, so you don't have to spend money on those detangling products that you see in the market. Just get a regular conditioner to help to pre-detangle your hair. And when you're washing your hair, sometimes depending on the length of your hair or how thick your hair is, if your hair is easier to get tangled while you're washing it, say like in a shower, comb your hair in sections. And maybe do like some large chunks of twist, in sections. And then depending on your patience, you can go to each side of the hair and you can, wash it, so it doesn't mat up or tangle easy if your hair is prone to tangling easy. And then when you're done, you just, rinse it out and just, retwist it again and do each section. Okay, you don't have to do the twist in tiny. Just do it in large sections, and then just go in each one and just wash each one, through your scalp, so your hair won't be that tangled. All right. Next one is to avoid heat. I'm not going to say, excuse me, I'm not going to say avoid heat completely, especially if you gals out there do incorporate heat maybe once a year or twice a year, because you just want to, you know, straighten your hair and see where your hair is at. Maybe you want to see the length of it. It's perfectly fine. But when you do that, make sure you use a heat protectant. Just don't go dry bone and straighten your hair with a regular flat iron. Just use a heat protectant. Same way if you were to blow dry your hair. If you're gonna blow dry your hair, get like one of those comb attachments that can easily go through your hair, and you can actually put a heat protectant on it and keep the blow dryer on low or maybe medium. But don't keep it too high where you're constantly going over and over the same section, because again, think of your skin, right? If you keep going over and over heat with your skin, your skin's gonna burn the same way with your hair. So maybe do at least 2, maybe 3 passes on your hair, especially with your flat ironing, okay? And when you're blow drying it, just keep it low, keep a heat protector on it, and just be gentle with it using your comb attachment on your blow dryer. Protecting those edges, ladies. Oh my goodness, edges. Did you know that Black women have the highest statistics when it comes to losing our edges? Because we're so caught up in, you know, hairstyles that are tight looking, and we want that fresh, tight looking appearance. But you are damaging your follicles if you keep having those tight, for example, braids. You know, when it comes to braiding your hair from the front all the way to the back, you're causing too much traction, too much stress on the front end of your hair. So please reduce the force, whoever's braiding your hair, or even yourself, reduce the force of tightness along your hairline of your scalp. Also, if you are washing your face, sometimes there are chemicals in your cleansers that you use to wash your face that may irritate the edge of your hairline, your baby hairs. What you can do is, instead of just washing your face and maybe the sun is going up towards your baby hair of your hairline, you can maybe put like a shower cap on to protect your hairline. You can put maybe like a handkerchief to protect your hairline, you know, during the washing and cleansing of your face, because there could be chemicals that could be sensitive to your hairline. So that's something you can think about doing in order to help to protect your edges, okay? And to regrow your edges, it varies from person to person. I know that there are certain home remedies that you can try, but it depends on the severity of your follicles, how damaged they are. And is the follicle able to regrow the hair back? So it depends on the severity of your hairline, how damaged it is. And you may have to follow up with a hair clinic to see if they can help to you know, stimulate some regrowth of your hairline. Again, depending on the severity of it. If it's mild, there's some simple tricks that you can try to do, but as you're doing it, please stay away from your hairline creating any type of stress on your hairline if you want to try to regrow your hairline if it's able to grow to a certain amount of volume. What you can do, you can try maybe using like a warm towel to put along your hairline to try to open up the pores, because you know heat open up pores. And you can try the onion rinse. You can try that to help to see if we can stimulate the growth of your hairline. You can use essential oils mixed with vegetable oils. Do not put essential oils directly on your scalp because they're very potent, but you want to mix them in with vegetable oils. You can try that and rub it along the edges of your baby hairs and be consistent with it and see if it can help to promote or stimulate some type of hair growth. And while you're doing that, just do not put stress along your hairline, okay? So reclaim those edges back by using those strategies and preventive strategies as well. Trimming your hair. Trimming your hair helps with growth. I'm not saying that when you trim your hair is going to grow. Your hair is always growing, even if you do not trim your hair. But what trimming does, it helps to decrease the amount of knotting and tangles on your ends of your hair. So trimming your hair will create that appearance that your hair is growing because it's not breaking as fast as it would if you are not trimming it because of those knots and tangles that occur on the ends. So if you're not trimming your hair, don't be afraid to trim it. Do it, because it creates a healthy appearance and evenness of your hair. Okay, so when you do that, you will have the appearance as if your hair is growing because it's not breaking as fast as it would if you were not trimming it. So incorporate trimming in your hair. And trimming of your hair, I'm not going to say trim every month, because trimming of your hair is very individualized. It goes back to your growth rate, how fast your hair is growing. So maybe you can trim maybe every 3 months or every 6 months or every 4 months, you know, and to give yourself a good even trim. But you don't want to cut your hair. You just want to, you know, trim away those ends that, you know, that just don't look kind of raggedy, and, you know, you just want to even them out. So give yourself a good trim. And also sometimes it does happen. You cannot escape tangles. You cannot escape single strand knots. It's just the nature and structure of our hair because the hair is curly and they tend to twine around each other. But what you can do is, while you are, say, doing your re-moisturizing method and you feel that there are some tangles or knots or strands, trim. Same thing. Go ahead and just trim those individual strands so it can help minimize the breakage as well. All right? So those are things you can do when it comes to trimming your hair. Get yourself on a schedule to trim your hair depending on your growth rate. And also, while you are, you know, going back in to rehydrate your hair or whatever you're doing to your hair, maybe restyling, you feel some single strands or knots, for example, get a scissors and trim. Do not pull, do not yank. You don't want unevenness on your strands, but just go in and trim that up. The LCO or the LOC method, whatever is preferable to you. Me personally, I like the LCO method. It just makes more sense. And if you guys want to know why, I could hold a discussion of that. And it's also in my new upcoming book, Kinks, Curls, and Coils. I go really deep into that, why I prefer or why I recommend the LCO over the LOC method. All right. So either or, whatever you choose, make sure that you lock it up. Everything is locked up. The moisture, the hydration is locked up, is sealed up. And if you guys are already familiar with that, I don't think I need to go into that, but make sure that you are using those methods to lock it all up. All right. And again, it's going to push back to how you contribute to the growth and the health of your hair, retaining that moisture. Scalp treatments. Scalp treatments, there are lots of scalp treatments that are out there, even there are do-it-yourself scalp treatments, but just be careful whatever scalp treatment you use, that it does not irritate your scalp and that you see that it benefits your scalp, you know, and your hair. For example, you know that I do talk about oils. I pretty much keep it simple for my hair. I use oils for my scalp. I don't use oils every day for my scalp. I will use an oil for my scalp maybe once or twice in the week, and that's it, because I don't want greasy oil dripping down on my scalp. I don't want my head to feel greasy. You know what I mean? Even though it does dry, because your hair, your scalp produces its own oil, which is sebum. So you're gonna add oil and then it's producing oil. It's gonna be like a whole oily mess. So just keep it simple. But to maintain the health of your scalp is not only make sure your scalp is clean, cleansed, not co-wash, literally cleansed, cleaned. Hello, Tremaine. Welcome. Oh, I love. Okay, you use wild growth hair oil. Awesome. Wow. I think I tried it, but I wasn't consistent with it to see how it would contribute growth to my hair, because I couldn't take the smell. I could not take the smell of it, but I did see the reviews that it really helped those, and they see the benefit of it. And there were also cons, but it's a preference thing. But I'm glad that it worked out for you. I'm glad that you loved it. The wild growth hair oil, I believe that's what it is. But like I was saying, I use oils. I would use yes, okay, it's minty. Okay, it's minty. Nice. Okay, so what I just use basic vegetable oil and I mix it with essential oils. And you can decide what essential oils to use that can help to promote hair growth, that can help with antifungal, antibacterial issues, if you have that on your scalp or not, but it just contributes to the health of your scalp. And make sure your scalp is clean. Do not put oil on dirty, dry, flaky scalp. That doesn't make sense. Make sure your scalp is clean if you're gonna put oil on it. Or if it's kind of dry, make sure you put oil on it, but do not every day, throughout the day, oil your scalp. Again, you have sebum that contributes to that. The only thing is sebum does not make it down to ends of the hair. That's why hair is dry. But if you have dry scalp, you can do that. You can even do hot oil treatments if you want to for your hair and also for your scalp. Okay, so there are different helpful remedies out there that you can do to maintain the health of your scalp, so you can see that growth for your hair. The next one is protective hairstyles. I'm gonna go back to it again. Choose a protective hairstyle that you know that works well for your hair. Do not follow the trends and fads, because this one is wearing this particular protective hairstyle, and you put it on your hair and it looks great, but for some reason when you take it out, like maybe 4 months later, God forbid, 3 months later, your hair start breaking and shedding off more than it needs to, because that protective hairstyle was not really protecting your hair. It was just a fashionable statement just to bring attention to your hair. You know what I mean? The compliments, which we all love. But if you're going to protect your hair or use a low manipulative hairstyle, make sure it not only looks good, yes, but make sure it's doing its job in order to contribute the growth for your hair. And make sure it's not tight. Please make sure it's not tight. So there are few protective manipulative hairstyles you can use. You see me on here on Facebook that I will do Bantu knots. I will do Bantu knots, and Bantu knots, I love them. It will work for me because I'm on a growth journey, a healthy hair growth journey. I'm not concerned how fast my hair is growing. I'm just concerned about the health of my hair, and I don't have to put my hands in my hair the whole time. So I will do Bantu knots, and then I will wear a wig over that because it's colder now, and you know when it gets colder, your hair becomes drier. So I keep my hair moisturized with my Bantu knots. I put my wig on and keep it rolling. Whatever protective hairstyle that you use, make sure you see the benefit of it. Make sure your hair is flourishing. Make sure it's helping to flourish your hair, especially if you are experiencing some extreme breakage or dryness. Make sure you incorporate those methods that can boost up the moisture retention and the protective hairstyle that can promote the growth, because all it's doing is helping you to rest your hair so your hair can grow. But while you're doing it, make sure you do not wear that protective hairstyle too long either. Maybe you just wear it for like 3 or 4 weeks and then go back to doing your hair washing routine so you can have access to your scalp. Because when you take out braids, for example, you see the accumulation buildup of the dirt on the base of your hair because your hair has not been washed, okay? And when you go and comb it out, you want to be very careful because the buildup of the dirt on the base of your hair can also pull your hair. So you may have to spray it in with a conditioner, some softener to slowly separate that, detangle the base of the dirt so you can, either comb it gently or use your fingers to pull it down or pull it out. All right, so try to use hairstyles that are beneficial for you, that are low manipulative, that are either protective, and that can benefit your hair so it doesn't result to breaking hair, especially if your goal is to grow your hair. It doesn't matter how long your hair is, whether it's shorter or even longer, you want to grow longer, whatever, excuse me, whatever your goal is, just know what you're working towards. And do not worry about how someone's hair looks or how long their hair is, how thick their hair is. Focus on your goal, but use their hair as a motivation, as inspiration, but focus on your hair. Know your hair, what works for you. All right? And the last and not least is incorporates sleeping on a silk or satin pillow or a bonnet or a scarf. You guys already know about that, so I'm just going to say it again, that cotton is not horrible, but what cotton can do is just absorb the moisture that you already put in your hair from the products, just to retain that moisture level. So if you're gonna sleep in like a do-rag or on a cotton pillowcase, for example, it won't happen immediately, but over time, it can dry out your hair, especially when you already put the oils in and you already did the LCO method, for example, again, whatever method you choose to lock it all in. All right, so those are some things you can do to help to regrow your hair. And also when it comes to drying your hair, I know that they emphasize do not use a regular towel, and it's true, because the regular towel, the fibers are kind of loop and they may be able to pull your hair. So especially if you're drying your hair, so just use a regular t-shirt or microfiber towel. But if you don't have either of those, just be very careful. If you still decide to use a towel, do not go in with your towel and start roughly, drying your hair. You may want to, I would just caution you just to slowly press against or pat your hair down, okay? Because remember, those fibers are looped and they can potentially pull or snag your strands off your hair because your hair is curly, okay? Again, because of the nature of your hair. If you guys have any comments at all, any questions, go ahead, put them below in the comment section. I will answer them right now. You have any, we could turn this into a Q&A. I don't mind, but anything that's on your mind, put it down. If you're watching this as a replay, put your comments down. And I want to, guys, let you know that my first book, Life is a Hair Way, Stop Natural Hair Breakage Using Simple Remedies and Helpful Solution. I am so excited. God is great. All praise to him. It has been recognized through the Canadian, Canada, one of the Canadian publisher who I spoke to, one of the publicists, wants to go out there and wants to campaign my book, enter it into their international trade of this year, and increase the visibility, to other publishers, to other medias who may be interested in my book, because I also let them know that my second book, which they were like, wow, is coming up. When it's done editing, it's going to be published. So it's called Kinks, Curls, and Coils, the ultimate guide to natural and healthy Afro-textured hair. So this book is specifically for us, for type women who are dealing with the issues on how to grow the hair, how to care for the hair, so they can see the results. The book goes into that, but I also go to other things. I talk about, the stigma of how our hair is seen at work. I talk about politics of Black hair, where it started. I talk about the slavery mentality that that kind of pulled along its way and still lingered into our current generation, because how natural hair is perceived and not considered beautiful. But that is changing now, because more women are embracing the hair of Afro descendant, and it's wonderful. So you guys, that's it. And if you have any questions, go ahead, listen below. And my motto, you guys are beautiful, you are lovely. So go ahead and rock it, girl. And I will talk to you next time. God bless.